Hey everyone, want to stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here and you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. And if you could do me a big favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo. Today obviously was quite a ride. I closed the day down 600, a little bit, 660 realized loss, 663 realized loss today. And at one point today, I was up over $1,000, and we came down to a realized loss. I'm going to go over these trades here, kind of where I made money, where I lost money, and how I'm going to get out of this. I mean, so far it's been a pretty good week. Today was my first loss in a bit. I do document all my trades in Discord. So if you want to kind of see what my track record is, join the Discord, join the Facebook group. I post my P&Ls in there every day. But, before we get into that, kind of obviously what was moving the market was the raid of Congress. They stopped the declaration of Biden victory. There was a raid on the Capitol, and they got into Nancy Pelosi's office, and it was just this whole thing. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get political, but it did impact the market. You can read up on this, on what happened. Vice President Mike Pence, who had been presiding over the count of electoral college votes, was rushed out of the Senate as the complex went into lockdown as Trump supporters began breaching the complex. So, I don't know. I wasn't there, but in terms of what it did to the market, I mean, we were having a relatively good day. I mean, if we're looking at SPY was just ripping right out the gate. I mean, we opened at 369, came up to 376, and then we started, as soon as they breached the Capitol, we started having a pretty decent sell-off. And in hindsight, I probably should have hedged my positions a little bit more. Probably should have shorted some futures, but instead I kind of was like, let's see what pricing is. I do think that this is a buy the dip situation here. I mean, the market, the Dow closed up 400 points. S&P's, still, it closed up over 0.5%. I mean, SPY was up two points. And in the big scheme of things, they, in terms of the market on the 1 year, if I zoom in here, really didn't do a whole lot. It did, we did close green. NASDAQ did take quite a hit. If we look at NASDAQ futures here, we came all the way down today at the bottom of the range of 12,500. But as you can see, it just tested the bottom of the range, snapped back up. So we're still maintaining ranges here. And like I said, that's why I think that this was a buy the dip event here. And right now, futures are kind of a little bit all over the place. They are up a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see where the price action is. I don't know if they're going to declare victory for Biden or not, or what the situation is there. Other market moving event today, obviously the Fed released their minutes. Federal Reserve officials agreed at their December meeting to make sure the public get plenty of notice before the central bank's bonds purchases are reduced. Markets were looking for whether some members were in favor of the changing the program, but the minutes indicated a little move in that direction. So, the Fed minutes that we were talking about, kind of a non-event today. Everything was focused on the raid or riot of, Congress. So, what I'm looking for, again, I did buy the dip on some of these stocks. ARK, I'm currently in the 126.96. So the nice thing about my expirations is I'm in 45 days plus. I have time, see what happens. I didn't have to make any adjustments. I'm still green on ARK. Now ARK, I put on yesterday, and ARK, held up pretty nice. I mean, we had right out the gate again on ARK, but came down, after hours. It's picking up a little bit, so we'll see. I mean, I'm looking to ride this to like the 135 areas is my target on ARK. So, like I said, really didn't do anything. I did open a new position in DoorDash. I'm selling the 150, 145 put in DoorDash for February expiration. But kind of some of the bigger stocks and some of the bigger issues. PENN. Now PENN, I was in the 85 calls here. Now let me load this up here. At one point, these calls were down these calls were down, like I was down like $800. I had two of them, bought them for $545, sold them today for $651. I had to let them go because they expire this week. I needed to get rid of them. I was bag holding way too long. Definitely my mistake for not paying attention or not obeying my stop loss on PENN. And, this time it worked out, but would have been better to cut losses and re-enter when I felt it was safer. PENN ripped up to 94 at open. I closed it out like 91, 92 area, ripped open, and then everything just started. PENN just started to drop. DraftKings started to drop. Which I did buy a contract on DraftKings today. I only did one though. I bought it. I'm down a little bit on this. I bought the 50 call for February 19th. I bought it when DraftKings was above 50. I do think we're going to try to push 55, 60 area on the news that New York is going to be legalizing mobile or sports betting. So that's the play there right now. Biggest loser today was Snow. So Snow, I had the 290 call. Let me hide this. The 290 call, $875 loser. I've actually put this on yesterday, and honestly, it was a high risk trade on Snow. Honestly, it was a high risk trade. I got stopped out, $15.50. Put it on for $24.25. I got stopped out at $15.50, and this thing, Snow just kept going down, 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 and closed at the lows of the day. There's no stopping it. I did, however, sell some premium. I do think it's going to snap back up to like the 290, 300 area. So I did sell some puts in here to see if we can kind of, I'm not looking to make back the whole 845, but if I can make back 300, 400, we'll start getting back into the swing of things. So like when I'm trying to minimize my losses, or I'm trying to get back to break even, so far this week, I had two $500 days in a row. Today I lost $600. So I'm still up on the week. However, with this hit today, I'm gonna have to play a little bit of defense, and Peloton as well. Peloton cost me a lot of money today too. It just didn't get that bounce. Now it does look like the only reason why I held on to Peloton is it looks like it wants to do some work. If I feel like they filled this gap here today, they finished filling the gap, tested the 140 area a couple times, and bounced. We had a triple bottom here, 140, 141 area in Peloton. So I'm looking, I took another 100, I lost on the day $196 on Peloton. So I'm looking to get some of that back, kind of have like a PENN play where these stocks, they suck the money out there, bled the premium out, and try to play the reversal. So maybe I'll average down tomorrow on Peloton. I'll average down, buy another call, or sell a put spread down in here, offset some of the money that I'm going to lose to Theta. So, Theta's coming in at 28 right now, so it's not super hot, but we're down. I'm down 60% on that call, so I gotta do something about that. So, other plays that I'm in right now, like I'm in Snap. I think Snap is holding 50 very, very, very well. Even with the volatility, it still just wants to gravitate to 50. I'm in the 50 call for February expiration, so I definitely have quite a bit of time on that. And then NIO. So the Chinese stocks, I'm in NIO. I'm selling some premium in there. NIO, Alibaba, they took a major dump today because on Alibaba, NIO wasn't mentioned, but Alibaba and Tencent were mentioned that the U.S. may delist these companies. And let's see here, where did it say? Let me pull it up here. Alibaba shares are trading lower following a report the U.S. is considering a ban of Alibaba and Tencent from U.S. trading. So that means other Chinese stocks are going to be kind of like a sympathy play and taking a hit. Now, kind of going into tomorrow and into the next few weeks here, it was announced that the Democrats are going to be controlling the House, the Senate, and the White House. So what I'll be looking at in terms of plays: clean energy, EV, Tesla, other, Workhorse, Blink, NIO, even though NIO is a Chinese stock, but look for, TAN. I'm looking for those kind of plays right now. Weed, TAN is up I mean, it probably should have bought the dip on this because now after hours up another 3 points. It means up 8% today already. Also, bank stocks were really ripping the day. JP Morgan was up 4%. Goldman Sachs up 5%. So I'm watching these. These are breaking out. I'm probably going to be looking for a JP Morgan trade here, back up to the 130s, the 135, 140 areas where I'm going to be targeting. So that's what I'm looking for. We'll see what happens. If you watch this video to the end, comment watch to the end. And as always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.